We turn the TV to watch CNN. It's where we get our student news. It's got politics, it's got weather, it's got all the things that matter, but it wouldn't be anything without you. Carla Zeus, Carla Zeus. Oh, how we love Carla Zeus. We love him for his puns, we love him 'cause he's fun. And now it's time for some news.
And of course, a big thank you to those Osceola High students for introducing today's show. I am Carl Zeus. This week we're starting off in Afghanistan. The U.S. military mission in the country may be winding down, but as we saw over this weekend, the violence in Afghanistan is not over. In one part of the country, at least 11 Afghan children were killed as a result of a military operation on Saturday. That same day, 6 Americans were killed. 5 of them died when their convoy was attacked by a suicide bomber. Those Americans were delivering books to an Afghan school. One of them was Anne Schmeddinghoff. She was a diplomat, someone who represented the U.S. government in Afghanistan.
When I was in Afghanistan, she was part of my team. And she was someone who worked hard and put her life on the line so that others could live a better life.
Heading back to the U.S. now to talk about the American economy and a report that came out last Friday. It tells us the national unemployment rate and how many jobs were added or lost in the previous month. And it's one thing experts look at to get an idea of how the overall economy is doing. For March, the unemployment rate was 7.6%. That's lower than the month before, but this isn't necessarily good news. The report only counts people as unemployed if they're actively out there looking for work. Nearly 500,000 people stopped looking last month, and some experts say that's why the unemployment rate went down. So how about jobs? The economy added 88,000 of those in March. That's not good. Experts say it needs to add around 150,000 every month just to keep up with population growth. It's been a bit more than 2 years since a massive tsunami crashed into parts of Japan. Something unusual drifted across the Pacific and washed up in Washington state. It's not this fishing boat. At least that's not what's unusual. It's what's inside. Stowing away in a bait box at the back were 5 fish and some other animals. They survived a 5,000-mile journey across the Pacific. Their container was open and the part of the boat it was in was underwater. So the fish could swim around outside their box but still inside the boat. These species of fish are native to East Asia. Scientists don't want them invading West Coast waters, so they're dissecting all but one of the fish. They're hoping to find out what these fish ate during the last 2 years. The last living fish will swim out the rest of its days in an aquarium.
Today's shout out goes out to Mr. Taylor's students at Indian Springs Middle School in Columbia City, Indiana. Which of these is one of Illinois' state nicknames? You know what to do. Is it the Show Me State, Land of Lincoln, Granite State, or Land of Enchantment? You've got 3 seconds. Go. Illinois is sometimes called the Land of Lincoln after one of its most famous residents. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
Zachary Hiller isn't looking to follow Honest Abe's footsteps all the way to the White House, at least not yet. He is getting into politics in Illinois, though, running for his local school board. He's doing it while he's still in school. Arnold Wyrick from affiliate KFVS looks at how this high school senior is hoping to help students who follow in his footsteps.
Zachary Hiller is 18 years old and a senior at Ziegler-Royalton High School. And a few months ago, at the encouragement of his history teacher, he decided to pursue a political path. He wants to serve on his school district's school board.
Well, I think it'll hurt the students. You know, you cut the teachers, you're going to cut classes. That would be extra, like extracurricular classes like band and music and stuff like that. And even sports are going to get cut because you don't have as many teachers to fill those positions as coaches. So I would try to keep as many extracurricular activities as I can to give as many opportunities as I can to the students.
And with just 1 week before the elections, Zachary, 2 of his classmates, and his sister hit the streets of Royalton to shake a few hands and hand out a few flyers. Hiller is hoping that his perspective as a student will give him a chance to make things better for students in the future.
I feel like he's just wanting to get into that routine where he can help us other students and how he can help speak as them and give the students their opinions as well.
Zachary tells me that the recent consolidation issue really opened his eyes to why it's so important to get involved with the school and community.
At first, I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, I really thought it was a joke at first. But then after I went to school and I could tell he was actually serious about it, I really think it's going to be a great thing for him to do.
Hiller tells me this won't be his only bid to get into politics, and his first step may begin next week during the general elections.
Zach Hiller is hoping to make a difference in his community. That's what the CNN Heroes program is all about. Regular people finding ways to make the world better. If you know someone who fits that description, you can nominate him or her to be a CNN hero. The link is up in the resources box at cnnstudentnews.com. Nominations are open through the end of August. That's what someone did for Estelle